All right, it's time now to bring in our panel to talk about this week's top stories. Joining us online this week, Peter Dunn, Elise Schrock, Abdul Hakim Shabazz, and Bill Moreau. Let's start with financial expert Peter Dunn. Pete, this latest legislation passed by Congress, what are you hearing in terms of small businesses here in Indiana and beyond, hopefully having a somewhat easier time accessing this next round of funding?
Well, I'm hearing all sorts of things. Some of it's good news and some of it's not so great. The good news first, I guess. People are more prepared this time. No one knew what in the world was happening when it opened up a few weeks ago. And now the bad news, a lot of the money is probably already spoken for based on the backlog that some of these banks have from the first time around. So I don't know. I don't like to predict things, but I'll tell you, Dan, I would guess there will be a third round, as crazy as that sounds, but people are more organized this time, and I think it will go more smooth, but it will also go more quickly.
And of course, there have already been questions about whether there will need to be additional packages. Quite a week, all in all, when you look at the economic news here, Pete. You had the price of oil going negative, this debate about whether states will have to file for bankruptcy. So a lot of alarming news. Conversely, do you see very many signs of hope on the horizon this week when it comes to any of the economic news that we're seeing?
I'll just say this, a lot of the Fed intervention as it comes to quantitative controls with the stock market, the real esoteric stuff. I'll just say this, the stock market would be much worse off if those things hadn't taken place over the last few weeks. A concern in an environment like this, believe it or not, is what has happened to oil, and that's this concept of deflation. That's when there are plenty of goods and simply no one is able to buy it, so prices keep going down. And that's what we're looking with oil, and we just hope that doesn't take hold in other areas of the economy. The reality is, with the economy shut down, even if people want to buy things, they can't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, Pete, thanks. Let's bring in Elise Schrock with the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association. Elise, thanks for being with us. Elise is also the former communications director for the Indiana Senate Democrats. We learned some pretty startling numbers this week, Elise, about the impact this is having on our hospitality industry, our hotels, our restaurants in the city of Indianapolis and beyond.
Yeah, we're starting to get some data back to really quantify just how damaging this has been to the hospitality sector alone. And it's very tough. We are having incredibly tough conversations every day with our members. And it's very heavy work, I'll be honest. We know right now there are 200,000 Hoosier restaurant workers alone that are unemployed. Nationally, 70% of hotel workers are unemployed or furloughed. So this is a really difficult time. We're trying to help our members take advantage of some of the aid that's coming from Congress, from the state, but even then, with issues like PPP, even before, with the fluctuation in if it's funds or not, when you aren't able to open your dining room or even open your business, it's hard to allocate those funds towards employees that you can't hire back. So because there's just simply no work. It's a really tough time. We are hopeful through the next couple of weeks, we may be able to come up with some guidelines to prepare to reopen some of our entities. But the reality of the situation that we're finding now is we expect that 4% of our businesses just simply won't make it out of this.
And as we mentioned, you used to work there at the State House in the world of politics. What are you hearing from your members in terms of what they want to see from our state, local, federal government here to help this situation?
Right. They're looking for any relief that they can get, not just for themselves, but for their workers. They're looking for guidance from the Department of Workforce Development that they can adhere to. They know that they are working with taxpayer dollars and they want to be responsible stewards of that. So they want to make sure that they're going through this process correctly. So we're working on a number of issues with DWD here at the state level. They just want help.
Yeah,
and
no
we
doubt.
are working with our congressional delegation, both sides of the aisle. We are working with state legislators, and we're working with local officials for any solutions that we can find and any relief as we move forward.
All right, Elise, thanks. We're also taking a closer look today at the results of a poll here in Indiana from IndyPolitics.org and Change Research. 46% approve of the federal government's response to COVID-19, while 46% do not. At the state level, 64% approve of Indiana's response to just 25% who disapprove. We'll keep looking at these numbers here as we bring in Abdul Hakim Shabazz from IndyPolitics.org. Abdul, what else did you guys find, and what stands out to you when you look at those numbers?
Well, what stood out to me was that the more local the unit of government, the more likely the voters are to approve of the job that they're doing. If you go a little bit further into state and county, city and county governments, we also asked that question. They actually did even better than the state level did. But I think it also shows a clear difference between, look at Eric Holcomb, who has a responsible news conferences on a daily basis, is not encouraging people to inject Lysol or Clorox into their bloodstream. You see a much different result than you do, at the Donald Trump level, who's unfortunately, his news conference has turned into sort of this stream of consciousness, and then we'll end up talking about, using solution cleanser in our blood.
That was, a big topic in the news this week. Speaking of the governor and the president, how do those numbers bear out in your poll when you look at head-to-head matchups? You polled here in Indiana what voters, how they would vote in the fall.
That's right. Donald Trump continues to win Indiana about 52 to 39% over Joe Biden. It's a little bit of a smaller margin that he had with Hillary Clinton, but then again, also argue Joe Biden is probably a lot more likable for most people than Hillary Clinton. With respect to the governor's race, right now, Eric Holcomb is running away with this thing. It's a 20-point lead over Dr. Woody Myers.
Okay.
There's a little bit of good news for Dr. Myers. Governor Holcomb is only at 45% right now, whereas Dr. Myers is at about 25%. So is Eric under 50? Yes, he is, but it's a 20-point lead under 50.
And we'll talk about that race for governor coming up in just a minute. Abdul, thanks. Let's turn now to Bill Moreau, the co-founder of the Indiana Citizen. Bill, your organization is seeking to increase voter turnout this year. Your thoughts on how we'll be conducting the primary in June in terms of what voters need to know about the process here for what could be a mail-in election for a lot of voters?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. So, of course, point number one is to emphasize that the primary has been moved to June the 2nd. So it's been put off for a month. It was a very responsible and bipartisan decision. Hats off to the governor, the Secretary of State, the Indiana Election Commission. So that's point number one, is it's been put off a month. And point number two is that the restrictions on requesting an absentee ballot have been eliminated. Anyone can vote by absentee ballot. I'm going to hold up the most critical document for a voter these days is this document called an application for absentee ballot. That's step one, right? It's a two-step process. This isn't true vote by mail because it's absentee voting for all, no fault absentee, no excuse absentee voting has been variously described. But step one is you've got to get that form. It's available on the Secretary of State's website. It's available on our website, indianacitizen.org. That's indianacitizen.org. Print it out, fill it out, mail it in, and it works.
Hey, really?
My wife and I have both done it. We've gotten our absentee ballots back. We filled out our absentee ballots and sent them in already.
Good.
The system works.
I do want to ask
one other thing.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Really quickly,
Yeah.
there's a belief that in order to vote in the primary, you must request either a Democratic Party or a Republican Party ballot. Not true. If there's a public question on your ballot and you want to vote for that only,
You could vote unaffiliated.
like here in Washington Township, there's a school referendum. You can request just the public question ballot.
Real quick, in about 10 seconds, are you concerned about the impact this will have on turnout? Are you concerned we might have to take some of these steps in the fall as well?
Well, whether it's going to occur in the fall is a public health question.
Right.
So let's hope and pray that the public health crisis that exists today will be behind us and the November election will be conducted according to the traditional rules.
We certainly
yes,
hope so.
Turnout in the primary is going to be low.
Okay. Bill, Abdul, Pete, Elise, thank you all so much. We appreciate it. Coming up next, our D.C. Bureau talks with Surgeon General and former Indiana Health Commissioner Jerome Adams. Stick around. We'll be right back.